Welcome to another edition of Against the Grain Sports Podcast, Uncut. And I am your host, Jody Coleman, in the building. Hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. And we're about 6 days away from college football. We're about 2 or 3 weeks away from the NFL football. WNBA is about to go to their playoffs. So there's a ton of sports going on. The MLB is coming down the stretch. They'll be ready to get to their postseason as well, man. But I just want to thank everybody out there from Against the Grain Sports, man, as always tuned in, showing mad love to Against the Grain Sports. And we got my man Jarrell, Soul on Sports Glenn, all the way from San Antonio, Texas, in the building, man. What's going on, my guy?
Was popping, big dog? What you been up to, man?
Man, I just been just talking and surviving what I just heard. Like, I mean, how
Hey,
did
Joe.
how
Hey, Jody, man. It's so hot down here, bro. I went to the grocery store. Had to park pretty far because it was busy today, bro. I thought I was gonna pass the fuck out from the time I walked to my truck. I got to the front door. Said, man, it don't make no sense to be this damn hot, bro.
Yeah, it's only about 80 degrees. It's not as hot up
Uh,
here. So we get a little relief, man. But want a big shout out to my man King Minks in the building, man.
what
What's
up?
going on,
What up?
King
What up?
Minks?
What up? What up?
All the way from Memphis, Tennessee, man. Big shout out to my guy, man. Real true friend, true fan of the page. We got Asia in the building. She said, "What's up, fam?" Mix still waiting on she waiting on her barbecue. King Mix, man. She wants some barbecue. You know how they do it down there in Tennessee. Also, King Mix said, she said, "Brother Jody, you snitched on my owner, Jared, Jared York, when he was out there at the trailer park. You recommended him, and you got him arrested." Shaking my head. Crazy work. Got DeShaun Watson to start. It's crazy work, man. We gonna definitely get in that, man. So uh we just gonna get right into it, man. We got a great show. We're gonna talk about the Browns naming their QB1. We're gonna talk about the NFL preseason, NFL top 10, top 100, 20 through 10. We're gonna talk some college football and some crazy news in college football about Dae'Quan Wright going back to college. He's gonna be the first player in NFL or college history to go and actually be on a professional roster and go back and play college football. We'll talk about that. Also, we got something that's a very dear topic to me. And it's like when you say certain things, it's almost like you can't speak on it, but it's in our face. And what I mean by that is the lack of African American head coaches in D1 Power Four football. I think that's something that we need to talk about. And even if you go to the NFL, there's only three African American head coaches in the NFL. There's 32 teams. I don't even think they're even doing a Rooney Rule anymore, where they had to at least interview a African American head coach. And I think they just threw it out the window. I think they feel like they satisfied what they need to satisfy. But we'll talk about that a little later in the show. I just think there's something that needs a little light need to be shedded on that, just a little bit. So let's get right into the preseason that we can this evening. And
Yes,
right now, we're going to talk
sir.
about the number one topic in all of sports, and of course, the NFL. The Cleveland Browns have named DeShaun Watson as QB1 over Shador Sanders, man. So I'm going to let you go ahead and be the first up to bat at this topic, man. What did you think about this for the Browns letting DeShaun Watson be the number one quarterback in Cleveland?
Well, he did not play Shador based off the preseason we seen. I don't know what's going on in practice, but he definitely did not play him in the preseason games that we saw. Shador got his chance with the starters, and he clearly outplayed. And Deshaun Watson struggled against third stringers. I was not impressed with what he put out there on the field, but like I said 2 weeks ago, Jody, it was already set in stone who was going to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. The owner has already called down and told the coach, "Look, man, you can say all you want in the press conference, but they got him paying all that money to is going to be the starter. He might not stay the starter, but starting the season, he's going to start quarterback for my football team, no matter what the fuck he does in preseason." Honestly, if he knew that, he shouldn't even played Deshaun Watson. Just leave him on the bench. That way, there's no real controversy, because if your starter's not playing, there's no big deal, because Dak's not playing. A lot of starters aren't playing, so just leave him on the bench. But when you put him out there and he looks bad, now you got it. Not the owner, because no owner don't have to answer anything. But now the head coach has to ask the questions. Well, Shador, I played Deshaun. Why is he starting over Shador? And of course, they're going to go with the whole veteran thing. That's what they're going to use. But everyone starts young quarterbacks, so that's a cop out. Like I said, this all comes down to the owner and what he wants. He's paying all the money, he pays all the bills. So whatever your boss says, you got to do.
All right, guys. This is one of the most disgusting displays of front office management in all of football. We clearly knew that Shador Sanders outplayed him, especially when Shador Sanders played with the number ones against the Buffalo Bills. He at one point in time he was 8 for 8 for 80 yards in that game, and the one interception that he threw came off of somebody's hands that's probably not going to be on the roster. DeShaun Watson did absolutely nothing to guarantee that we got some return on investment in the preseason. He looks, even in the game where he played against the Bears, he was 11 for 15. He looked very indecisive. He looked like everything was a check down. Why did you even put a quarterback controversy or quarterback competition if you already knew that you were going to play DeShaun Watson? Let's make it all clear. They knew that because there's no way that you seen what he did on the field and said, "Hey, this is the quarterback of the future for the Cleveland Browns." Because, like I said, DeShaun Watson only about 31 years old, so this is where a lot of quarterbacks are coming into their prime. Not to mention the press conference that Deshaun Watson had on Saturday or Sunday really made my skin crawl. I understand that it as a man, as a person, to be booed in your own home stadium when you got hurt hurts. But as a guy that you can dry your tears with $250 million in guaranteed money, for you to get out here and rip the Cleveland Brown fans who have been starving for a quarterback since I've been alive, since Bernie Kosar, since Brian Sipe, at least with Baker Mayfield, we had a little bit of energy. We thought that you were going to be that guy. Nobody's booing you because of your personal stuff anymore. And I'm going to tell you why. If you win football games, nobody gives a fuck about what you did off the field. If he was out there and he was winning football games and he was looking like Patrick Mahomes, you think anybody would even bring that up? Now, will be some media outlets because they want to tear him down, but nobody's even bringing that up anymore. You just are playing fucking bad. You play bad football. This is the whole situation where you backed into a starting position. You backed into a starting position. And I feel so bad for Shador Sanders because he did everything he possibly could. He had done everything in his power to win that starting quarterback job. And he didn't. I don't even know if the Browns even deserve to have him on their team. That's where I'm at. And I feel bad for Todd Munkins. And you know what? That young wide receiver core, I feel bad for them because now they're not even gonna get the ball. So congratulations, Cleveland, for another fucked up decision y'all done made. And everybody knows I've been a big Deshaun Watson apologist. But I can't apologize for the shit you put on the field in these two preseason games. So jump in, man.
Hey, Jody, do Cleveland start on the road?
Yes, they start on the road. They start on the road against the Jacksonville Jaguars, a playoff team at that.
Well, maybe, like I said, man, it all comes down to money. That's the only reason why this guy's starting. It's not because he's the better quarterback. Sometimes we as fans, we look at games, we want the best guy to be playing. But there's things that happen upstairs that's out of our hands. I mean, believe me, bro, I've been supporting the Washington franchise forever, and they've been a shit show for 20 years. And I just now starting to get back going the right path. So I feel your pain, bro. It's been times, Jody, I thought about where's those those extra boats on the side of the Titanic so I can get off. And right. I said women and children first. I thought about getting on those boats a few times, but I didn't. It got real rocky. It's frustrating as a fan. I feel you, brother. I know it's frustrating for you to be rooting for a team that don't seem to want to win. And it's like, what are you guys doing? This guys, if you don't want to win, why don't you sell the franchise and let somebody get in there that really knows what they're doing? Because it's obvious you're controlling things from upstairs, and you hire people to do their job, but you're not letting them do their job.
That's crazy.
I guarantee damn sure that the coach and the GM won't know Shador, and all the fans want Shador to start. But the boss says no, so we got to do whatever the guy signing our checks does.
Real quick, Donald said business, business, business. Only a few teams really are trying to win Super Bowl. It makes way more sense to get your money's worth for Watson. Get it. He said, if you make Sanders sit 45 games, his numbers won't be good, but at the end of the season, you can get Sanders for cheap. Kathy said the front office is dysfunctional, is real. What's up, Christy? Christy in the building. What's up, sis? She said, I'm glad you joined. You know, the season about to start. She's a big Bengal fan. And, I'm a little upset about that. I'm upset about him starting. And Kathy said, I totally agree. Now, on the flip side of everything, there's still a little bit of optimism for me with the Browns because what people think, okay, Myles Garrett went on and played for the Rams, and he's going to have a hell of a season. He may even win the Super Bowl this year. But that defense is still young and really good. Cleveland has one of the best young rosters in all of football. They have drafted extremely well the last 2 to 3 years. I just I wanted Shador to grow with this young wide receiving core. KC Concepcion, I think he's a stud in the making. Denzel Boston showing that he can be a good number one at some point in time in his career. You got Harold Fannin, one of the better young tight ends in football.
Yeah, he's good.
And you got Quinshawn Junkins. You
Mm-hmm.
got Quinshawn Junkins. This guy, I thought that he was going to be out longer. This guy's back on the field. We know what he can do when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And you put DeShaun Watson out there and he ripped the fans. Like, I get it, bro. I understand. Don't nobody want to be booed when they get hurt.
Yeah.
But you was saying that while you was putting a fucking $25,000 earring in your ear, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's a bad look. I don't get it, Joe. I really don't, man. It's a really fucked up situation. But we already know, you know this more than hell anybody that watches our show. DeShaun Watson is not going to last this whole season. It's a matter of, I don't wish injury on anybody, but this guy hasn't stayed healthy since he's been with you guys. So something's going to happen. Either he's going to get injured, which I don't hope it's a bad injury. I don't want anything like that, hamstring or something, or he's just going to be throwing the ball in the dirt like he did in that last preseason game. Bro, Jody, that guy looked like he lost his fastball. You know those pictures, all of a sudden can't hit the strike zone. Yeah. That's what I thought when I was watching some of the clips from him the other day. I'm like, what the fuck? I think he might have lost his love for the game. Honestly, I really do feel like that.
Hey, he looked like me when I can't hit chicks I used to hit back in the day. I'm joking. Anybody listen? I'm joking. It's a joke. But for real, now on the opposite side, DeShaun Watson has an opportunity to prove everybody in the world wrong. You have a grand opportunity, A, to prove everybody in America wrong, B, to get the love of the Cleveland fans back, and C, sign another huge contract. Because if DeShaun Watson go out there and have the season he had in Houston, this is the only silver lining for DeShaun Watson. The silver lining for DeShaun Watson is this is a contract year for him. And normally guys play better in contract years. So DeShaun Watson, you're in a contract year. You have an opportunity. If you go out there and throw for 38 to 4,000 yards, maybe 25 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions, and that means Cleveland, if he does that, Cleveland's probably going to win 10 games. This is a good opportunity for you to silence me, whoever. Now, understand, DeShaun, I have been one of your biggest apologists, but I cannot apologize for this. I can't. So, Browns, let's see what we can do. I don't want to give up on the season because I said we got a lot of young talent on both sides of the ball. I think Jared Verse is going to come in and give you 10 sacks his first year with Cleveland. So, I still got some optimism.
I wonder if he has the want to go out there and prove his haters wrong. In our minds, we're thinking, oh, y'all doubting me because we know how the greats think. The Kobe's, the Patrick Mahomes, and think the great basketball and sports players, period. When you get doubted, I got to go out there and show these fools who I am. But does he have that in him to have that mentality, or does he like, you know what, man? I already got $250 million, man. I don't want for money anymore. If I don't play again, if I don't play well, the world ain't over. Maybe he thinks like that. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out.
I think he has it, and I think he's gonna have to get home into his inner self, the inner Houston Texan, DeShaun Watson. Maybe not even just that, the DeShaun Watson that before he got hurt. People got to understand that the game that not the second time he got hurt against the Bengals. The first time he got hurt against the Baltimore Ravens, where we won that game 33-31, the season we went to the playoffs, he was 13 for 13 in the second half of that game. And I'm like, this is the DeShaun Watson that this is the quarterback that we paid all this money to, and then he gets hurt. So he has an opportunity, and I want to see if he's going to make good on his opportunity. But real quick, before we get to the next topic, Kathy said they are blowing up what great since Brian Sipe or Bernie Kosar. She said she don't want him back. Donald said if he needs a free game, he plays my Buccaneers defense week 2. If you can't throw for 309 yards, 3 touchdowns against our pass defense, you need to be benched. And Christy said, season just she said the season just started, with optimism. We need to have optimism, stay optimistic or whatnot. But that's what we got to talk about on that. Let's keep it moving on that one. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the NFL's top 100 players. We're down to 20 to 10. We're gonna go through 20 to 10. Can we do that? So can we
Yeah,
do that?
I'll let me.
So
Let's do it.
so here's the list, y'all. Everybody
Yeah.
listening, man. Before we even keep going, like, subscribe, share the show, tell a friend, and also go to Against the Grain Sports podcast. We got some shirts. We finally got the shirts you can order on. And my sister, big shout out to my big sister, Jamaica Coleman. She just got her shirt in the mail, so it gets there rather quickly. So just go to the page if you're interested in ordering the shirt. It's on Against the Grain Sports. We got merch, we got hats, we got all type of different colors. So you want to get you Against the Grain Sports.
Do we have any ones on there for slim people? Because I don't
You order.
I'm
You
lost
order.
a few pounds, baby. I can give me a slim now.
Oh no. Go on there. You can order whatever you want, whatever size. This is legit. We got a legit distributor. So the shirts we were trying to get in the past, they was doing us dirty. We finally got somebody that. So Against the Grain Sports have great merch out there. But this is the list, y'all. So at 20, we got running back James Cook from the Buffalo Bills, where he led the NFL in rushing. I didn't even know that. 19, we got Justin Jefferson. At 18, we got Patrick Mahomes. 17, we got Jonathan Taylor. 16, we got Jamar Chase. 15, we got King, Derrick Henry. 14, we got Brian Burns. 13, we got Trey McBride, the tight end from Arizona. At 12, we got Will Anderson Jr. At 11, we got Drake May. At 10, we got Patrick Surtain II. So, give me a player that you feel out of this list should not be on this list.
Justin Jefferson. Of course, we know he's a great wide receiver, but he didn't have a good season last year because of the terrible quarterback play. But he's very well liked in the league, so I can understand why they have him that high. Because he might be the best wide receiver in the league, but you can't base it off what he put on the field last year. Not all his fault. You can't throw and catch the ball. Even though I didn't have a brother, so I had to do that time to time when I was younger. I didn't have a brother like to play catch with. So, but yeah, I don't think he should be that high because his numbers weren't that good last year.
I'm gonna go with my son, Patrick Mahomes. There's no way Patrick Mahomes should be the 18th best player in football. Not last year when you didn't even play the whole year. This is not a lifetime achievement award for the top 100 players.
It is.
And once again, you got Patrick Mahomes, who missed, I think, the last 4 to 5 games of the season. Did he play really well before he got hurt? Yes, he was still playing fantastic football. He was trying to carry the Kansas City Chiefs, but he just couldn't. I don't believe that Patrick Mahomes should be 18th on this list, to be honest. And I love, if anybody love Patrick Mahomes, I love him. Only person that love Patrick Mahomes more than me is probably Chris Collinsworth. That's the only person.
I was gonna say his mama, but okay.
I'm talking about outside his family. So I think that Patrick Mahomes being 18, I don't buy that. I don't like that. I think that we got to start once again. We can probably throw this list away. I don't even think we're gonna go over this list next year because unless they make some drastic changes and tell us some criteria why people should be on this list, I don't think Patrick Mahomes outplayed Lamar Jackson last year. What do you think, so?
Oh no, not even close. But like I said, man, I've seen NFL players, ex-players on different networks talking about this list. Like, hey man, they put that stuff in our locker. We just fill out some shit and just hand it in. It was like a joke to them. It's like multiple choice. It's just, hey, I put this guy. No one really took it seriously. So I think it's kind of a joke, to be honest with you.
Because I don't think he outplayed Dak Prescott last year.
No,
I don't think he outplayed Bo Nix. I don't think he outplayed Caleb Williams. I don't think he outplayed any of these quarterbacks that's on here. Now, once again, this is what I've been arguing, and we're gonna get back to some more players on this list. But they're probably not going to name Aaron Rodgers on this list. We know he's not in the top 10.
No.
But he's not a top 100 player. But just a couple seasons ago, when he missed the whole season, only played 5 downs, he was number 92 on the list. So talk to me about that.
Well, like I said, man, there's no consistency with this list. People just making it up as they go along. Like I said, he missed the entire season. He was at that time. I think people probably still real liked Aaron Rodgers then, but now as time's going on, I think people are getting tired of his act. I think people want him to retire, and believe me, next year he won't be on the list at all. So yeah, I'm like them. I'm getting sick of him my damn self.
But so he had a better year than Bryce Young, and I think Bryce Young made strives to be better. But go look at the numbers. Go compare Aaron, because Aaron Rodgers played every game. He wasn't out due to injuries or nothing like that. He played the whole season. Go look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers and compare them to Bryce Young. The wins, losses, stat line. Aaron Rodgers outplayed him. So how is Aaron Rodgers not on the list over Bryce Young?
Because, like you said, there's different reasons why people vote for certain people. I think they're probably just getting tired of Aaron Rodgers. Probably, if you're not on his team, they're probably, man, will this dude just fucking retire? I mean, he was great back in the day, but just hang it up, man. Let somebody else take the job over. People probably just tired of his whole act. I'm going to retire. I'm not going to retire. I took the shot. I didn't take the shot. They're just sick of the whole act he does, I think.
Okay. Donald said Mahomes is either top 3 or not on the list. You're putting him lower on the list because of the injury. You can't have him on it at all. But it's a lot of players that miss a lot of games. Joe Burrow
Yep.
missed games. He's on this list. You know, Fred Warner missed a lot of games. He was on the TJ Watt missed a whole bunch of games. He was on this list. So I don't really know what the criteria is. King Ming said, Jody, you can't believe you turned against your son. Shaking my head. Guess you and him going on Dr. Phil.
That show still come on? Dr. Phil still come on?
I don't know. We got my man Eagles Philly in the building. What's going on, my boy? He said, "Good evening, good brothers. Keep doing your thing. Stay safe and stay blessed all the way from Philadelphia, PA." And then Kathy said, "The list is a joke." Now, give me another player on this list. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna throw a name out there. Do you believe that last year Trey McBride he caught 126 passes? I think he broke the record for most reception for a tight end, but he played on a really bad team. Do you think he should have been his high on this list, Trey McBride, the tight end?
Actually, yes. I think he might be the best tight end in NFL. He put up those numbers up with terrible quarterback play. Who was his number one quarterback last year?
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. I'm impressed with him. I drafted him in the second round in my fantasy draft already. Yeah, I think Trey McBride is the truth.
I like him there, but to have him, Brian Burns has 16 and a half sacks, and Brian Burns is behind him. Derrick Henry's still Derrick Henry. He's still behind him. I'm not saying Trey McBride is not a top 25 player, but there's some players on this list that I'm like, if James Cook led the NFL in rushing, why is he that far ahead of James Cook?
Now, see, Joey, that's why these lists make no fucking sense, because you got players that play different positions and on the same list with each other. You say, well, Brian Burns is a great defensive player. You know, the other guy plays tight end, so it's hard to put them on the same list together. It's like having, I don't know, it just makes no sense to me to even have 100 top 100 player list unless you're gonna do position by position. Then that would be the best. With the top 10 wide receivers or the top 10 quarterbacks, then that would make more sense. They would really be arguing because there were so many quarterbacks in front of Lamar Jackson. We'd be like, so Lamar Jackson's number 8, whatever. You know what I mean? That would be crazy.
And hey, what's up, Tasha? Tasha in the building. What's up, sis? Tasha from the Extra Point in the building. Hey, my man Jay Kane just made a great point. It's no fucking way that he's better than Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase caught 125 passes at the wide receiver position.
Like I said, that's different. That's different position. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. It's kind of hard to gauge these players when you're talking about they different positions on different teams. It's like you got offensive linemen added into these lists, cornerbacks. It's just too much.
Well, now, what do you think about this? Last but not least, Drake May. If you were second in the MVP, how are you number 11 on the top 100 list?
Well, the MVP voting normally comes down to the goddamn quarterbacks every year for some reason. It's like they think they're the only ones that play football. So him being number 2 in MVP voting does not mean he was anywhere close to being the second top 10 player in the league, in my opinion.
Well, the MVP is a little bit more luxurious than this fucking top 100.
But am I right though, Jody? That's normally it seems like it's normally a quarterback. Normally they try to give it to a quarterback. I mean, unless you run for 2,500 yards, they might try to give it to you as a running back. But normally it's a quarterback trophy.
Well, Donald said Derrick Henry puts the ball on the floor more than point guard dribble. No way he's better than Gibbs or Bijan Robinson at this point. Good point. Well, did he have a better season than James Cook? I mean, James Cook led the NFL in rushing, for God's sake. Like, I mean, where is the respect at? So I don't know, man. I'm done with this. I know we got 10 more players to go. We kind of know who's gonna be on there. Josh Allen probably gonna be number 1. I mean, we'll talk about it I think next week they'll announce the last ones, but I really can give 2 fucks about that list because it's not even accurate, and they know it's not accurate. But Man, what I really want to talk about today, man, and that's why we're gonna take large majority of the show is on the college football level, and
Yes,
we
sir.
we have the Browns, the Cleveland Browns. So we're talking professional and we're talking college. The Cleveland Browns cut. We was in the news for other than the QB1. We cut tight end Dae'Quan Wright, the former Ole Miss tight end. I think he had a fantastic career with Ole Miss. Now he's linking back up with his college coach, where he's going back to college, and he will be playing for LSU as soon as he clears waivers. What the fuck did they just do? What can of worms did they open with this bullshit?
Well, what they're saying is the guy never really played in an NFL game. He was there for training camp. I don't think he played in any preseason games. Not that it matters, because I don't think there's any rules to this. They can do whatever. If you don't make the roster, you can go back to college, apparently. So apparently Lane Kiffin reached out to him, and there's another player, a defensive player he's already reached out to bring him back also to college. So look, Jody, the ticker is going to be at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be a lot of this going on. The LSU is just the first team to pick up players because, they paying these coaches a lot of money to basically run professional franchises now. I mean, think about it, Jody. The college programs have money guys now. They basically have capologists to figure out how much money to pay this guy. Now, whoever thought, Jody, 10 years ago, we'd be talking about salary cap basically in college football. And that's what we're dealing with. So, and there's no real rules. They didn't really set any ground rules. So these colleges can do whatever they want. This is just the beginning of what's going to come with it. This is going to get big here, I guarantee you.
It's crazy because Donald said if you watched the Ravens game and you felt like Henry was better than Lamar Jackson, is no way that I agree with Donald when it comes out. We got Ray more than Sabar, but Lindsay in the building.
What up, Ray?
Got him in the building, man. So right now, man, we're talking about tight end Dae'Quan Wright being cut for the Cleveland Browns. Being on he went and he lifted weights. He had all off season with professional players, with professional trainers. Now you go back to college, which he's going to be the first player in NCAA or NFL history to do so. What are your thoughts on that and the floodgates about to open, and what can of worms are NCAA and NFL opening right here?
I mean, I don't think they was working out with pros before that. I mean, these kids aren't new to. If you go to LSU, you go to Ohio State, you go to Alabama, you're already working out with pros. People are bringing you in. Hey, come work out with me. Come do this. Come do that. So this isn't new to them. Some of these kids is in high school working out with pros. So I'm not astonished by that. I just don't like the fact that you can declare for the draft, get drafted, don't make a team, and then go back to school. That doesn't seem like that is fair. But I mean, hell, go to the CFL. Go. I don't know if they still got the Euro League, the European Football League. Go there. But that just lets you know that college football is now a pro thing. You are a pro now that you are in college. So there's nothing new going on. Hell, you about to be pro being in high school at this point, because now kids are getting NIL money, and we know kids is getting $1 million, $2 million, playing in high school. So I'm not. The whole system is jacked up. It needs to be revamped, renewed, but these are the things that people are doing, and people are selling out for the money.
Jay Kane said, yes, that's a good thing. If NFL doesn't work out, then yes, you go back to school. Kathy said exactly, they work out with pros all the time. And she said, Ray, you're exactly right. Yeah, you work out with pros, but you don't preparate. You never have preparation for a game with a pro.
Yeah, yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes,
if they never played in the NFL, how the hell are you getting ready for an NFL game? That's
no,
NFL
Joey,
and college is completely different.
This dude didn't play in the NFL game either.
He did. He was on a roster.
The nigga didn't play though, Joey.
But it don't matter. He's on a roster. Listen, this guy
did not make a roster. He was
on Cleveland team. He got drafted. He was on the Cleveland. He was on the roster. He was on the preseason roster, even though he didn't play.
What is the point of doing preseason and making the final 53 man roster? That means you have not made the roster. So
but you
made the roster.
But you was on it. No, but you still prepared for a game. Did he not prepare for a game? Whether he played or not, was he on
a game he didn't play?
Did he have a Cleveland Brown uniform? Did he have a Cleveland? He got cut by the Browns. He didn't get cut by nobody. He got cut by the Browns. So you were on an NFL team. You got cut by the Browns.
That's not an NFL team, Jody.
Well, anyway.
That's a low blow.
Hey, listen, I'm not even upset because even Cleveland has been out the league and left for 4 years and still got a better record than the Bengals in history. So I don't know how that goes. We'll never consider it the worst organization in all sports.
Y'all was in the league 15 years. We was birthed.
I'm talking about since y'all been in the league. But real quick, what's going on, Ashley? What's up, Light Bright? Hope you having a great day. She brightened up the show when she come through. Jay Kane said preseason ain't nothing but college games at the higher level. Donald said, I don't like to feel like it takes opportunity away from kids coming out of high school course. And a coach will take 23-year-olds over 18-year-olds any day.
Damn right they will.
And then she said that's Kat said that's a low blow. And then Jay Kane said, damn, the Browns ain't an NFL team. So but getting to my actual point. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. This is the hypocrisy that I'm talking about with collegiate sports. So this dude, now if they let him come back and play next year, I would be okay. But to be able to play this year, they didn't already went through spring ball. So you probably got a guy on the roster that think he was going to be the second string tight end. This guy going to come in and take his position? Yep. You didn't even give him an opportunity to go and hit the transfer portal because he thought he was going to have an opportunity. You're going to let this old-ass dude that got his opportunity. You got your motherfucking shot in the league, and you didn't do shit with it. Now you're going to come and take a guy that's 18 years old, spot, that came to LSU because he thought that because this has never fucking happened. He wasn't gonna be the starter because they got a stud tight end that's gonna be a first round pick at tight end. But whoever's the backup, they like, man, you took the opportunity away from me. Now I can't even transfer. But you're gonna let a grown ass man enroll in school and then jump on a team in September? We done went through the blood, sweat, and tears, and you're gonna let this grown ass man that had an opportunity. You fucked up your opportunity. You had every opportunity to make that team, and you didn't. So now you're gonna come and just automatically take my fucking spot?
Jody, don't blame the kid. Blame the NCAA for this issue. They're the ones allowing this type of stuff to go on. It's not they're not breaking any rules. The head coach and the players, they're not breaking no rules. There are no rules. You won't blame anybody. Blame the NCAA for not having rules set in place for this type of stuff. And this is just the beginning. It's gonna get worse, bro.
But we've never seen this shit before.
I know. It's a lot of shit.
So my thing is,
get paid money like we're doing now too.
How the fuck is you gonna make a rule when it ain't never even been done? I didn't even think it was legal. This is the same situation when Maurice Claret tried to go pro, and they wouldn't let Maurice Claret go pro. They wouldn't let him go pro. Y'all went and took him to fucking court. Y'all wouldn't let him go pro, and that basically ruined his. He couldn't go back to college. When he went and tried to go pro, he was not allowed to go back to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Now you letting a grown ass man come back? Man, get the fuck
I guess he was born too soon because nowadays he would be able to do whatever he wants because that's just the nature of it, man. I agree. It's not fair, Jody. It's not, but life ain't fair sometimes. Sometimes you get some fucked up situation, you got to deal with it.
But this the other part to you. You saying he a grown man. You're saying it like he's been out of school for 15 years. He was enrolled in their last year.
That was last year, and you went pro. You went pro, nigga. That was what you were never allowed back in the day to go pro and then come back to college. Nobody ever.
I understand what you're saying, but my point is, you're saying like he a grown man, like he's so much older than the guys. He is 1 year removed from where he was last year. Had he stayed in college, like you said, they already got a tight end that's already there that he probably won't start over, right?
Yeah.
So how many opportunities is he really taking away from somebody who's there if he's not even gonna start?
Because the second string guy could have went somewhere else and he sat behind LSU. LSU is a Power 5 conference that got great players. Am I right or wrong? They recruit great players year in and year out. Yeah. So that tight end was expecting to get reps at the 2 tight end. Now he's probably not gonna get reps at all. And now he gotta wait a year. He gonna have to hit the transfer portal or wait till this dude leaves. That's crazy.
Well,
But if he getting NIL
that's
money,
new sports.
if he getting NIL money, so he's sitting there collecting a check to do nothing.
So
win-win situation.
If you're gonna allow him to do that, you're gonna allow college players to fucking go pro and then come back and take somebody's spot in college, then that player should be able to transfer fucking immediately. Yeah. How about that? He should be able to transfer and play immediately. Since y'all want to do this bullshit, that player should be able to transfer because now it's not gonna be a tight end. Next time it's gonna be a quarterback.
Yeah, you damn right it is. It's going to happen again. This is just beginning, man.
Absolutely. Let Shador, since he ain't the starter.
Right, like let him go
back to Colorado.
That's my whole point. This is the hypocrisy of this bullshit.
Because Jody, are you really surprised? Honestly,
yes, I'm very surprised.
Why are you surprised?
I'm not,
because
the way college sports have changed so much.
But you went pro. You became a professional athlete, bro. That's like putting toothpaste back in the tube.
Jody, but things have changed. You're thinking the old mentality, the way things used to be. It's not like that no more, bro. It's gonna get worse. You mad? If you think you're mad now, disappointed, it's gonna get worse, bro. This is just the beginning.
Real quick, Jay Kane said, Jody, he asked the boys if they was gonna eat their cornbread first. He said Jay Kane said he didn't go all the way pro. He went. Then hey, what's up, Teresa? He went semi-pro. He put it half in. He put it half in.
He just put the tip in.
He put the tip in. Hey, Teresa said our what's up, Teresa? She said our 49er owners is a mess. They're messed up. Kathy said you're right. Jay Kane said he went preseason. He didn't go all the way pro. Pro is pro, bro. You went through the combine. You went through the draft process. So what, you get drafted again? Yeah, niggas gonna get redrafted. He gonna get rebaked. This nigga rebaked fucking spaghetti ass nigga out here, man.
Can you blame him, though, Jody? What you doing?
Hey, Jody, this is a re-gift. He's getting re-gifted. You know what I'm saying? You know how you get a gift from somebody, like, you know what? I ain't really like this gift. I got too many daggone Keurigs. I'm gonna go ahead and re-gift this and give it back to him.
So ask me that question again.
He got a gift receipt.
Ask me that question again.
Fuck, I forgot what I asked you again.
You said, would I do it?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
My integrity. First of all, he's still a good tight end. I think he can be a good tight end at the pro level. Guess what, man? If you don't get it, bust your ass and get back and try to make a roster.
If he was so good, why did he get cut by Cleveland?
Because we got a young tight end as one of the better tight ends in football already.
That's one player. You need.
We had a couple tight. That's why we got rid of David Njoku. So my thing is, I just don't like the fact that you taking a spot, you taking an opportunity away from a young guy, and it'll be like I said, if you make him sit out a year and then he can play next year, I'm okay with that. But they already had a roster set in stone. They getting ready to play LSU, getting ready to play Clemson in week 1.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Life ain't fair, brother. The rules of, they write these so-called things on toilet paper. They don't mean shit. That you just make them up as they go along. I don't like it either, but it is what it is at this point. We got to roll with the punches.
And King Minks just made a good point. He said, why don't they let Diego Purveyor go back to school? Let him go back. Why?
I agree.
And I think he got a year. I think he got one more year eligibility.
Yeah, he got a year.
Who's to say he's not going to do it? I'm saying this is just the first guy. He still might.
But this is the thing. Where is he going to actually play? You think he's going to go back to be a second string when he was what, the 5th guy, 4th guy on the Heisman?
Well, let these coaches in my opinion, without integrity, if they feel like Purveyor is better than a lot of quarterbacks in college football.
I agree.
And he could probably start for a lot of D1 Power 4 conferences right now. Guess what? Do you know a team that would love to have him right now? I would think that Texas Tech would fucking love to have him.
Hey, I was just thinking that because I'm like, they messed it up with old boy Sorsby.
Yeah, so they got I think Will Hammond is going to be. I think that's a guy that may be underrated, but Will Hammond is there now, and I think he's going to do well with Texas Tech. But the point I'm trying to make is, okay, it's a tight end this time. And tight ends, you can put 2 or 3 tight ends on the field at a time. But if it becomes a quarterback, where you're going to play one quarterback, And there's a lot of quarterbacks that go undrafted, but it was a hell of a players in college. Now they're gonna be like, fuck it, I just go back to school. Fuck it, I just go back. This is a ridiculous thing. And I'm not feeling this shit. And real quick, Jay Kane said, get a little nigga's ball back. Key Mink said once the quarterback goes back, they'll change the rules. Very true. And then Jay Kane said, Jody, it's 2 million college football teams out there. Them dudes will be all right. Not when you not okay. Listen to what I'm saying. If you do it and you have to sit out a year, I'm cool. But the roster is already set. Okay, Ray, I'm gonna ask you and I'm going to go to you. You got a son. If little Ray or Judah was playing and he was going to Michigan, just using it, I don't even know why I use that school. Let's see, and he was a starting quarterback, and then they bring Pavea back, and they bench your son, and he can't even play a whole year. You tell him you ain't gonna be pissed?
Like, yeah, I would be mad, but at the same time, it's like, again, I'm not going to be mad at the kid, and I think your anger is misplaced when it comes to the kid. It's the NCAA that's allowing this. It ain't the kid. It's not the kid's fault.
I'm mad at everybody that's involved.
He's not breaking any rules because there are no.
I mean, and I get it, but at the same time, it's like, ask me that question in reverse. If that was my kid that didn't make a 53-man roster, and he gets the opportunity to go back to school, and I get to watch him play in college, I'm gonna be ecstatic. So it's different levels to it's different levels to it. I'm not going to say that it's okay to do it. I'm like, but at the same time, it's not the kid's fault. It's the NCAA's fault. And guess what? You're talking about integrity. You think 21, 22-year-old kids have integrity when they're looking at millions of dollars on the table?
It ain't just him. Lane Kiffin reached out to him. That's what I'm talking about. Lane Kiffin reached out to him.
Yeah,
you know how I feel about Lane.
Lane Kiffin didn't break no rules either. Honestly, he didn't break any rules.
He didn't make no rules, but we already know what Lane Kiffin is gonna be on. Lane Kiffin about that bag. Whatever he gonna do to get his, he gonna do it.
Hey, YJ Kane said I sound like a mad rapper right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why you mad, son. I'm gonna tell you why you mad, son.
So I'm gonna ask you the same question.
Way more John Blaze. Go ahead.
Little Chris.
Yeah.
This fucking school, Lane Kiffin sat on your couch and said, "Hey, little Chris gonna be a stud for us. He gonna play this quarterback position, and then this quarterback come available, and now your son is second string, and he doesn't even have an opportunity because all these other schools is looking at your son. Yep. That's what we not look. He got offers from everywhere. Now he has to sit a whole year out because you want to bring another kid back. Now you telling me you gonna be cool with that?
No, but the adversity builds character. That's part of life, man. Things ain't gonna always go the way you want them to go. Shit gonna happen in life, Jody. We just talking about in life, things are gonna happen. You know, they promised me something, but no, I guess it ain't working out. So I'm gonna have to either I'll play that guy they bring in here or just go to another school. It is what it is.
But he can't. Now he's stuck. So
no, Joe. This ain't the old school. He ain't stuck.
He can't play this year. If I'm tight end 2 for LSU, he can't go to another roster right now. He can't do that. Okay, he can't play right away.
That means he ain't gonna get hurt. He can play somewhere.
That's bull.
It is. But I agree with you. But what can you do about it?
Hey, Jay Kane said now if he get drafted next season, get cut again, he go back to school.
Yep.
And they gonna keep getting cut from NFL teams
till he run out of eligibility.
That's crazy.
Because now they got the new rule that you can't play past the age of 20, 23. Anything after 5 years, you can't play no more.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's too long too. Shit.
Well, 5 is not bad because a lot of times you got a red shirt.
You got a red shirt year. They just really eliminating the red shirt year, and then from COVID, they're eliminating all the extra 10 years that these kids was doing.
Cause it sounded like Carson Beck was in college for 8 years. It seemed like it. I don't know how long he was there, but it seemed like he was in college for about 8 years.
Definitely feel like that.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk about something. I think this is the more serious topic that I don't see talked about. So this is gonna be the last topic. You know, it's gonna be kind of more in condensed show unless this topic takes off. And the topic is this, guys: the lack of African American coaches in Power 4 conferences. The lack thereof. So I'm gonna give you a little stat before we get into it. So the SEC has 0 African American head coaches. And I think the last African American head coach was Texas A&M's Mike Summerlin. Tom Summerlin was Kevin Summerlin, right? Or was
No,
it
Texas. Charlie Strong was at
he
Texas.
was there after Charlie Strong was there before. And you can think Charlie Strong, Texas was in the Big 12 at the time. I said SEC. Charlie Strong, when he was coaching for Texas, it was a Big 12. So right now there's 0 African American head coaches in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1 African American head coach in the Big 12, which is Deion Sanders with Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 African American head coaches in the Big 10, which has 18 teams. They got Mike Lockley of Maryland and Ryan Walters of Purdue. The ACC has 3, the most in any Power 5 conference. They got Syracuse, Fran Brown. They got Virginia Tech's James Franklin, and they got Virginia's Tony Elliott. And then, of course, we got the independent school in Notre Dame. They have Marcus Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
So in total, you got 1, 3, 6. You got 7 African American coaches in all the Power 4 conferences. So talk to me. What is that an issue? And what if it's not an issue? Why are we not making it one?
Well, it's a money thing again, Jody, because if you go back and trace the boosters of these programs, white people got a lot of money. Let's just be real, and they have a lot of say so on what coach they get hired there because they're paying for those coaches to get hired and fired. So they're going to hire somebody that looks like them. I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying it's wrong. That's what we're dealing with. And I guarantee you, the SEC, you don't see too many black coaches down there. We let you boys run around on the field, but they got it on their headset. That's gonna be a white guy. That's just is what it is. I hate it. It's been an issue for a really long time in college sports. Sometimes we don't even really talk about it. Man, we never really think about the non-black coaches in college football. Normally just bring up the NFL, but in college football, this has been an issue for quite some time. And when a brother does get a job, not to say you can't build up one of these programs, but he gets Maryland or some other school that not really good at football, Purdue, shit like that. He didn't make it work, so now we got to go back to the white guy again. It is what it is. I don't like it, but the people that are making those decisions are the boosters, and most of the boosters at some of these schools are white people.
Great take, because you're right. Because when James Franklin took over, yeah, you do got a black head coach in Memphis, but they're not a Power 4 conference. You know they playing the SWV.
I guess so.
But the thing about it,
that's my shit, right? I'm gonna put that on after this show.
The thing about it is, when James Franklin took the job at Penn State was on a downward. That was the Sandusky bullshit and the Joe Paterno bullshit. He took over an organization that was not supposed to be good for quite some time. We know that your boy took over at Michigan and got fired. But the thing about that is Jim Harbaugh put him in that position. He never was anybody's choice to be that coach.
He put him in that position.
He put him in a nice upward down dog position.
That's why he was always crying on the field.
Probably
because he put him in that position.
He put him in a position. But on some real shit, this is something that don't get talked about. So I'm gonna ask you, Ray, the same thing. We're gonna start with the SEC. The SEC has no head coaches that are African American, and I don't think Alabama, I don't think Georgia, I don't think Tennessee. I don't know if any of them teams ever had a black head coach.
No.
Are we surprised by that? They're in the South. They are the Southern. Do we know the history of this country? Or because the outrage that I'm having is more on why do we think that this is a new thing? This thing has always been what it's been. And so, of course, the Southern teams, the Southern Conference is going to not have any black coaches. It's not. That's not a foregone conclusion. For me, it's more like I'll be surprised when we do have it. And guess what? This is just like the same conversation that we had when we were talking about black quarterbacks. Why do the black quarterbacks not get the same leeway that the white quarterbacks do? Why aren't the black coaches? Why aren't coaches getting these jobs? And so you got to think like Eric Bieniemy. Didn't he leave to go coach in college and then came back?
He never got a head coach.
He wasn't a head coach.
But he never. But my point. Think about it. He can run the hell out of an offense for a Super Bowl champion team with one of the best quarterbacks of all times, but he can't coach kids at a head coach level. Man, like make that make sense to me. And so for me, it's like I, I don't I don't like the fact that they don't have a lot of representation. But again, I understand where I am and where we are as a society and where we are in America, and not having a black head coach in a lot of these places. They don't think they're competent to do it. They can coach, but they gotta answer to somebody else.
Now, my thing is, am I surprised? No, but I'm very much perturbed. That's the word we're going to use, perturbed, because
Perturbed.
I went to college and shit. Um, my thing is, we glanced over this shit, and this is why I'm upset, guys. It's because and I'm not picking on Stephen A. Smith. I'm not picking on Shannon Sharp. I'm not picking on Ryan Clark. I'm not picking on Ancho or any of those guys. I'm just making a fact. Y'all will argue amongst each other about whose podcast is organic. Cam Newton, you played in the SEC. You was one of the best players to ever come out of the SEC. You won a Heisman. You won a national championship. You went on to have a great career in the NFL. But y'all are arguing about each other having organic podcasts instead of bringing topics up like this. This is topics that should be on everybody's lips. These are topics that need to be talked about. We have a platform. And this is I didn't just get a platform to talk shit. I got a platform to educate and to help. Because if you keep making it silent, nobody's going to ever make adjustments. I just want to bring it to the forefront. You got teams that never had African American head coaches, but y'all whole roster is full of African Americans. So the SEC, I agree with what you said, right? The SEC is what it is. But y'all saying this is the best conference, this is God's conference. It's a lot of that going on. This is God's conference. And Ryan Clark does bring it up. I don't think he brings it up to the level that I think he has a huge platform. He wasn't able to say this with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN. I ain't never heard ESPN mention it, but I'm saying those guys I said because they have their own independent platforms on their podcast. They can talk about this. It ain't got to be every week, but it's like if you bring it up as an African American, then we're racist. If me bringing this up, is people gonna be like, "Oh, Jody racist?" No, I'm speaking fucking fact. It's not that I'm just trying to shed the light. We in 2026, we 5 months away from 2027, and we're still talking about not having African American head coaches in college. That should be something that should be a thing of the past. But soon as the fucking LSU job opened up, I didn't see not one black candidate. Guess what? If the Alabama job comes available, they talking about Lane Kiffin is gonna take that shit. So that's my take on that. So let's go on. So Ray, the Big 12, the only African American coach in the Big 12 is Deion Sanders. Talk to me.
Hell, and they want him gone. So this is where we at with this. It's more the same to me. We're going to constantly see this as an issue. You're gonna see it in the Big Ten, you're gonna see it in the ACC, you're gonna see it, and no matter where we at, hell, Mountain West, Pac-12, whatever, you're gonna see it across the board because it's actually what I said a little earlier. We live in America. These colleges are making money off of these players, and they're going to make all the money that they want to make off of these players, but they're not going to put that money or put you in a position to make decisions, to make power moves like they are, and that's just where we at.
Real quick, this is for you, Ray. King Ming said, "Hey Ray, what happens first? The Browns with the Super Bowl, or Alabama hires a black head coach, or Texas beat Georgia in football? Which one comes first?"
What the fuck?
Texas beat Georgia.
Okay. Yep. That's about. I will give that.
We've beaten Georgia in football, so we already won that.
Okay. Whatever. He talking about recently, but so now I go to you. It's a common thing.
Oh shit! Tonight.
It's a common thing. You made mention of this. So we're talking about the Big 12 and Deion Sanders. When Deion Sanders took over that program, the program had one win.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'm gonna leave it right there because I'm through your alley. Deion Sanders, the only black head coach in the Big 12.
Well, it's not a surprise. I mean, like I said, it goes back to the boosters, the people that pay the bills and pay these coaches and pay to do upgrades at the universities, get their names on the buildings. Those guys are white people, and they make decisions. But they know they bring Dion in there with his charisma. He can help their program because Colorado was desperate. They've been off the map for college football since Cordell Stewart. It's
Yeah.
been a long time since they had a really good football
Man,
program there in Colorado. Not that he got them back right, but he made them relevant again. There was actually having. I was staying up late when he first got there to watch Colorado football games. I can't remember the last time I watched Colorado football games. Like I said, back when Cordell Stewart beat Michigan. I know y'all like that when they do the Hail Mary play at the
I
end.
do. I
All that
do.
being said, it goes back to boosters, man. It's all about money and the people that are paying the bills get to make decisions. So until we, like you said, Joe, by black ownership, and still we get some people in those rooms to make those decisions, we're gonna continue to have Caucasian coaches. Not that you guys can't coach, but we deserve a chance to get fired as well.
Yeah. And once again, I'm not, and let me make this clear. I'm not saying that the people in place
Yeah,
can't coach. I'm not saying that.
yeah.
Because a lot of people think that if I'm pro-black, I'm anti-white. No, 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 no.
that
No.
part.
I'm not that. What I am is saying that, like you said, so we deserve an opportunity too. I mean, we built the football, we built college football and high school football, we built it too. And it's a lot of young, great minds that don't get opportunities to even get fired.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what did John Thompson say? He said he said it's not about getting a job, it's getting another job because you're going to get fired. Because normally what school you go to is not going to be that great. And James Franklin is a prime example of that because James Franklin had a winning organization in Penn State. When he got fired, they would have had a winning season again, but he couldn't beat the big dogs. But so I'm gonna ask you this question here. You know, I just asked you about Deion Sanders. My take on Deion Sanders is I think he has charisma, but he took over one of the worst teams in at the time it was a Pac-10 or Pac-12. He took over one of the worst teams and then come over to the Big 12 and he still has one of the worst teams. Like, where is the opportunities where a black coach be able to coach BYU? That would probably be unheard of, a black head coach in BYU, right? It would be unheard of.
They had one at Stanford, didn't they?
Yeah, that
But
Stanford, but that was in the Pac-12.
but understanding the history behind Brigham Young and knowing who actually Brigham Young was, there'll never be a black head coach there.
Hey, why did King Ming said, nah, Joe, you just an anti-black dark skinned guy, dudes. And then Donald said they might really in their hearts feel like black coaches can't coach football better than white coaches. Like the Big 12 has one black head coach, and he's not the greatest of coaches football by my opinion. He's not. So my thing is I think that it's a raw deal. You're not gonna see and it's not a lot of great teams in the Big 12. So I would think there will be more African American opportunities in these like Mike Gundy just was the coach for years at Oklahoma State, and they went
Mm-hmm.
with a guy that came from North Texas. Not saying North Texas, he brought his quarterback and everything. I think he's going to actually do well at Oklahoma State. But my thing is, before I go to the next conference, is when Deion Sanders took the job at Colorado, he got paid $30 million, what, for 5 years, $30 million, something like that.
Okay.
This is where I was upset. You had Jackson State. Let me put something out here. Jackson State has 6 players that was on that team in the pros right now that went to Jackson State and then went to Colorado with him. Colorado has 0 players that was on the Colorado roster in the pros. That right there is telling me I got 6 players at an HBCU school where the whole organization was changed. They changed the locker room. Deion Sanders, it looked like an actual D1 school.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When he took that job to get $30 million, you telling me this is when Diddy was free, Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey. Y'all couldn't pay that man salary and keep him at Jackson State to build a program. Because guess what? Remember the games on ESPN was going to Jacksonville. That was a top game. Why not do that and take that money to an HBCU and let Deion build? Because Deion would have kept winning there. We wouldn't have been saying he's struggling. He wouldn't have been struggling at Jackson State, guys.
But Jody, this is the other thing to that. And this is just historical facts. Mississippi is one of the racist states in America, and Jackson, Mississippi is one of the most deplorable cities in America. So think about it. Think about they were breaking into Shador's cars. They was breaking into Dion's cars. Like, so sometimes it's like, all right, I'm gonna stay here, but where's my safety? Where's my safety net? The police ain't policing. You know what I'm saying? Not for a black, not for no black man there. So it's one of those things that getting up out of Jackson, Mississippi might have been the best thing for him. Not for football, but for your livelihood.
Now check this out. I hear what you're saying. So why not? Once again, if the African Americans put some money together, and why didn't they get security down there for them? You can bring security down there.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
You can make this this could have been an iconic place for them to be at, and you could have built that because he was taking. You took the listen. Travis Hunter was supposed to go to Florida State. He took the number one player in the country and had him go to Jackson State.
Yeah, but they weren't going to be able to keep that train rolling, man, because it's so much money in college football now. Jackson, they weren't going to be able to keep up. I mean, he had to have a bigger platform, and that platform wasn't there for Jackson, Mississippi.
Hold on. So when you upset when Dr. Dre gave $30 million to USC, why couldn't he take that money or $70 million? He could have took it and put it into Jackson State. Rick Ross, you supposed to be the biggest boss, right? I'm the biggest boss. You on the sideline, put your bread up. Gilly the Kid, put your bread up. You was on the sideline. Lil Wayne, put your bread up. Pastor P, put your bread up. Jay-Z, put your bread up.
But Master P put his bread up. He put his bread up for Louisiana State. And so he's been investing and putting money back into his state, his city, things of that nature. So I hear what you're saying, but Master P, take Master P out the equation because he went on the top. I know what you mean. I'm
saying they got bread. Yeah. Jermaine Dupri, Tyler Perry, y'all got bread. Oprah Winfrey, y'all got bread. And I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I'm not telling you how to spend your money. But I think these are power moves, but somebody's telling them not to. Somebody's telling them not to, bro.
And some of them are not doing it because they don't like them. Hell, they want that. We still live in a society where we were, taught to be crabs in a barrel and put our money to stuff that we want to put our money to, or our advisors is telling us to put our money to. Because think about it. Those people got advisors and they can't just spend their money the way they want to.
I dig it. And
think about this, Jody and Ray. Think about all the shit they said about Prime after he left there. They were playing songs at the school. One monkey don't stop the show, and we glad you gone. Forget about all the good things he did for the school the couple of years he was there. It's just like you said, that mentality, Ray. We need to stop thinking like that instead of being happy for their brother. Hey man, you moving on to greener pastures. You're doing big things. We can't afford to keep you down here. Instead of being happy for the man and appreciate what he did for the university, you decide to shit on this brother.
And then I agree.
He basically down there working for free, bro. They don't talk about how they were supposed to give him a cut of the gate and all this other shit. He didn't get none of that money.
Hold on. And then on top of that, they gave him whatever money they gave him, they just gave it to him. He still had to pay his coaches. So he's paying his coaches out of the salary that they gave him. They really set him up for failure down there. So guess what? When you go and now Colorado's knocking, why didn't some of these other schools like Florida State go ahead and knock on the door and get Deion there? He's an alum there. Why didn't that happen? We talked about that when he took the Colorado job.
But that y'all just made my point even stronger. This is where they know Jackson couldn't afford him. We know that.
Absolutely.
But y'all could though. Just I remember reading, and I'm gonna let Kathy real quick. I'm gonna say Kathy said, Jody, this is an idea. Why can't Stephen A. Smith and others showcase black coaches that wants to be head coaches? Very good. There's a very good point, Kathy. But this is what I was gonna say. Remember when Jay-Z was talking about Hammer? He said he said 30 million, unlike Hammer, 30 million won't hurt me. So why can you go pay if 30 million don't hurt you, big pockets? Why can't you go to do something and help out the community? That I'm just using that example.
No, because that's not the idea. People talk a good game, but they ain't really about it. I listen, my favorite one of my favorite quotes is, I don't believe what you say because I see what you do. And every time Jay-Z, Diddy, Stephen A. Smith. Every time they get a bag, every time black people was trying to make progress or say, hey, we're going to try to do this, we're going to try to do that, they send somebody like Jay-Z, like Stephen A. Smith, like Jason Whitlock, like all these guys. They send these guys so they can undermine because they feel like they have the voice of the people. So
Yeah.
they can say, hey, y'all can't say that we're racist because guess what? Didn't we just have a black president? Didn't he serve 2 terms? You can't say the NFL is racist because isn't Jay-Z head of entertainment? You can't say that we're racist because isn't Stephen A. Smith the highest paid sports journalist in all the world?
What I will say is, and I'm not bashing these people with money. I'm not. So I know people like, how is Jay-Z at fault? I'm just using these as an example of what they say in their music. I don't know them personally. Y'all said it in y'all music. You said 30 million wouldn't hurt you like Hammer. So okay. Kathy said, Jody, how many times have I advocated for Mike Singletary for the Cleveland? Yes, she has definitely been big on Mike Singletary. Him not getting another job is crazy work to me as well. So let's move on. Solo Sports. Now we got in the Big
Both
Ten.
winners.
The Big Ten has 2 black head coaches. Once again, 2 of the bottom of the barrel teams. The Purdue Boilermakers have Ryan Walters, and the Maryland, who is a basketball school, except for when Stephon Diggs and Sean Merriman was there. And remember they had Frank Wright and Boomer Esiason. They got Mike Lockley, and they've been talking about years of getting rid of him. Talk to me about the Big Ten only having 2 African American head coaches, and they got 18 teams in their conference.
Well, 2 is better than 0.
True.
So I guess they do have a job. Like you said, they got the lower tier jobs in their conference. But, I guess we have to start somewhere. But like I said, man, why not be giving one of those big school names? Give us the big schools. That's what I want. And see what he can do. And they have the one that has a really good funding so they can actually try to build a program. I mean, are they really putting a lot of money into their programs at these schools for college football? They can't get people to other schools in the conference. So they're kind of like set up to fail.
Michigan did. Michigan, they just came off a national championship.
Yeah, but Michigan, like you said, they brought their coach in there after.
Yeah.
He wasn't really supposed to. Believe me, if they had a coaching search, he probably wouldn't have got that damn job.
I agree with that. Ray, what do you think about the Big Ten? Only 2 African American head coaches. 2 like Purdue is probably the worst team in the conference, and he just got that job. So talk to me.
I think Sharon Moore kind of set back black coaches, especially in the Big Ten. Think about it from this perspective. When you get a situation like you said, Sharon Moore wasn't even on nobody's radar, right? He get handed the keys to one of the most prestigious programs in all of America, right? Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, LSU, like these are big name, Texas, Georgia. These are some of the big dogs, right? Big pockets, big, everything, right? So he gets that, and then he messes up the way he messed up. We ain't gonna talk about how he messed up, but he messed up. So in that, you're gonna see less of it because now they have an excuse to not give you another chance or give someone another chance in that. And the Big Ten, I would like to see more representation there. I mean, heck, you would think that is going to be that, but James Franklin left. Sharon Moore got fired. So we had the representation a little bit more than most conferences did, but it all went away because one got fired because he was really set up to fail, and then the other one coming off a championship ends up doing something stupid.
Now, my thing with the Big Ten, I expect a lot more out of the Big Ten because it's not the South. This is the Midwest, and I thought we had a little bit more liberation when it came up here to the coaching searches. And Ohio State's never had a black head coach, and that's my favorite team. They never have. I don't believe Oregon has had one either. And the great UCLA, who's look at their greatest players in their history of that organization: O.J. Simpson, Reggie Bush, Ronnie Lott.
I'm not black. I'm OJ. No,
Yeah,
I'm
that's probably why. But my thing is, I don't know like who's the gate. I don't know who's the gatekeeper in the Big Ten. I'm very disappointed because there's been teams that has not been good. Now Michigan State didn't have representation. Remember they had Mel Tucker, and then of course you see the scandal that happened with Mel Tucker at Michigan
Mel
State.
Tucker, what a name.
You know what I'm saying? He got the job, and then all of a sudden, as quick as he got the job, he lost it. Oh, and then come to find out, it ended up not even being true. You see what I'm saying? It was like the situation. He's able to sue the school and get his money. So it's like y'all just didn't want him there, and it's crazy. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who gets mad about this. Sharon Moore, if he beats Ohio State for the third time, because y'all gotta understand, he went. Jim Harbaugh didn't coach the first time when they won the national championship. He was suspended. So Sharon Moore was the head coach, and then they come back the next season. He beat them again. If he beats Ohio State, you don't think he wasn't smashing no girl before this shit came out? They knew that he was
absolutely.
smashing her, but he lost, and then that was their out. Like, look, we got to get somebody that can beat Ohio State because Ohio State about to go on another run against us like they did in the 2000s, and they couldn't have that. That's why they, and I'm not saying what he did was egregious. It was, but they've been doing that though. Why all of a sudden is it coming out now, and then they got rid of him immediately after?
But
So
winners get to do what they want. When you don't win, all the dirt comes out. The TMZ shows up when you're not winning football games.
Hey,
Donald said,
oh, my bad.
Donald said every big check Jay-Z got came from whites, and all the blacks. A lot of blacks are saying he's this, and he's that. To tear him down, I don't believe he's blessing people just because they're color or age. I believe you do right by people who are good to you. Now, hold on, real quick, Donald. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm not even tearing Jay-Z down. I'm just saying the dude is sitting on $1 billion, and if 30 million don't hurt you, why don't you put 30 million towards keeping Deion at Jackson State? That's all I was saying. You and Rick Ross and all them, y'all got deep pockets. Y'all rap about it every song. Y'all got Floyd Mayweather. All y'all rap about all this bread. But when it comes to really doing something that could have really solidified some stuff, and then guess what? When you got Deion, remember they had Eddie George at Tennessee State. You could have built up those African American coaches, and then you taking all the money from ESPN because they're gonna get guys to go play for them. That's all I was saying. I'm not shitting on Jay-Z. It's like you can't say nothing about people, even if it's the truth.
I don't believe what you say because I see what you do. Take
And
that how you
then
want.
King Ming said Moore didn't know what to do when he had that turkey meat. He was wine with it. But go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ray.
But what was that? Turkey meat.
Yeah, you know what turkey meat is.
My Arby's sandwich.
The other white meat, nigga.
Oh, okay.
I don't even remember what I was about to say, Jody. It was something on the lines of what we was just talking about. I can't remember. Go ahead. Don't worry about
Oh, we go back to it. So now we're gonna get to the ACC, who has the most representation as a conference. I think they got 19 teams in their conference. So they have Fran Brown for Syracuse. They have James Franklin had just taken over at Virginia Tech, and then they got Tony Elliott that just is at Virginia. Virginia's pretty much solid team. They were a couple plays away from going to the college football playoffs last year. So, what do you think about that conference having 3 coaches that are African American? And they have had black coaches. I think Florida State had a black head coach at one point in
it.
time. So, Miami had a black head coach. So, this is probably the most representation that we have seen on a collective basis is the ACC.
Do we count Miami? Because they have their dude's Latin, right?
No, I'm talking about they had Shannon. They had
No, I'm talking about right now. Their coach, their head
well,
coach, Latin dude, right?
he's
not white.
No, he's not. No.
So I guess
Cristobal. You talking about Cristobal, right?
Yeah, we're gonna count him too. We're gonna
I'll do
that. Hey, they got higher numbers than everybody else. And the air conditioning conference is doing okay when it comes to black coaches. I guess that's their percentage is way higher than everybody else's. As long as they win, they can keep their jobs. They got to win at a higher rate. If not, they're going to get fired. That is what it is in every conference when it comes to being a black coach for some reason.
Yeah, that's crazy because I don't think that I've seen people lose and get rewarded with another job.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They blame everybody but the coach. Oh, that organization wasn't right, so we'll just give them the job somewhere else. You know how that is.
Because Lane Kiffin done had too many fucking jobs. He went from Tennessee to USC to Ole Miss. Now he was at LSU and he about to be at Alabama. Ray, talk to me, man.
Yeah, a couple years.
Well, black folk like to be in the air conditioning, so so since it's the air conditioning conference, hey, it makes sense that they got some of the most representation. Um, no, but I, it's I don't know, man. I think when you got mostly black kids, I believe that you should have people that look like them to coach them and to be able to, in a sense, a lot of the coaches are fathering a lot of these guys. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? At least that's how it used to be. I now with the NIL deal, they going where the check at, so they gonna go wherever. But historically that has always really been the real thing. Like, so you need somebody there to hell, if the strength and conditioning coach, at least let him be black. So in that, I'm okay with the ACC having the most. It makes sense because there is a lot of representation there for those schools with the players, be most of them being black. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I think we're gonna give Cristobal a pass. He's a minority, and we'll put it like that. So he gets the nod, especially being on that team, that early 2000 Miami team too. So
He the Latin brother.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
They also had Diaz. He was the coach a couple years. I think Mike
Hmm.
Diaz, he was. But my thing is, man, I really appreciate them having at least three,
Manny
man.
Diaz. I think
Yeah,
Manny Diaz.
Manny Diaz. Yeah, I really appreciate them having three, and these are three quality teams, and that has some winning traditions. Like Syracuse has some winning tradition with Donovan McNabb and Don McPherson. So and then you go to Virginia, who, like I said, was a couple plays away from going to the college football playoffs. They win that game, they in the college football playoffs. So I appreciate that. And then we know Tech has been a viable team, having Michael Vick and at one point in time going to the national championship game, I believe against Florida State. So
Yeah.
we know that Tech is a team that can recruit. They done had some good quarterbacks, Druckenmiller. They had Marcus, his brother Marcus Vick down there. So they done had some good players in Tech. And my man Tony Kennedy, big shout out to Tony Kennedy. He was the running back. He led when he left, he was the all-time leading touchdown maker at Tech in the early '90s. But I don't know, man. It's just a crazy situation because you bring in Bill Belichick, who's 800 years old. Why can that be an opportunity for African American? And like I believe what Soul said, he brought his son as a defensive coordinator, and when Bill Belichick calls it quits, he's going to make his son the head coach. They're not going to go look at other players to potentially or other coaches to potentially be the head coach there. So I don't know, man. I appreciate having three, and then but last but not least, so we got of course Notre Dame, who had multiple African American head coaches
Mm-hmm.
for their organization. So big shout out to Notre Dame. And most recently is the hometown hero here with our guy Marcus Freeman, who's doing a hell of a job at recruiting and winning and making the college football playoffs and making it to the championship game just a couple years ago. What do you think about that? Notre Dame I think, has been a rainbow of opportunities for coaches to coach there.
Yeah, very interesting, and they built him a nice squad. They got a really good football team this year. He's already one of the teams picked to win the championship this year. He's probably on the short list of teams that's going to win it. So it's good to like we just saw him make the championship game just a few years ago. I mean, he was the first African American coach to make the championship game. So hopefully this year he can get a good shot at getting back there again. What's so funny, man?
Asia says she's applying to be the head coach.
What university is this?
Moorhead University. What? That's the actual college.
It is. What's the mascot? Is it a throat?
I think it's two hands.
Two hands?
It's two hands.
The basket weave?
Uh,
Y'all niggas is sick, man.
this show just went from nasty to worse.
It's crazy work. Hey, Asia, she crazy. Ray, talk to me about that, man. Marcus Freeman, hometown hero. And Notre Dame has had multiple head coaches that are African American, so there's no slight to them at all.
Yeah, I just don't like Notre Dame. I've never liked Notre Dame. However, I do give them a little bit of a pass because they did hire Marcus Freeman, but I've never liked anything about them. They are the one team that I dislike almost or just as much as I dislike that team up north. Um, but because they have Marcus, I sometimes kind of root for them a little bit more. Um, but yeah, the fact that they do have some representation there is a good look for them. They have to do something to keep talent coming in there, and then having a guy like Marcus, he's one of the guys that you that these players will run through a wall for. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense to keep him around.
I appreciate it because Marcus had no head coaching experience when he took the Notre Dame's out. So that's a blessing within itself because you normally don't like when an African American gets a head coaching job, he normally has assistant coach. He was a defensive coordinator for you. Remember, he was a defensive coordinator at UC with Brian Kelly. When Brian Kelly took the head coaching job, he was a DC for Notre Dame, and when Brian Kelly left, they appointed him as the head coach, and they didn't make a mistake. And I just like what Notre Dame has always done. They have always gave African Americans opportunities. Willingham was one of their head coaches,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave him even if you fail, we just want the same opportunity to fail as everybody else or to succeed like everybody else. So, in the whole grand scheme of things, big shout out to Marcus Freeman again with Notre Dame. And I don't want it to make it about color, but it has to. We have to talk about this, man. This is not normal behavior. We in 2026, and we got one, two, we got seven, seven African American head coaches. Seven, and everyone that did get one, they got fired. The Foster out at UCLA got fired. Now, should he got fired? Yes, he did.
He probably should never got that damn
He
job.
probably should never got that job. But
They
it's
should
it's
have
a lot
hired
of
up.
qualified. It's a lot of qualified candidates, and we know it because we see all these young upstart offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators that are African American. And I'm not saying once again, I want everybody that's listening. I'm not saying that it's not pro-black and anti-white. It's not that. So don't because y'all only like taking clips of what I say. y'all, I'm saying that it's got to be an open board because I don't think there's a Rooney Rule in college football. I don't
No,
think they.
no,
I
it's not.
think you can put whoever you want as the head coach. And just piggybacking as we get out of here, there's only 3 African American head coaches in the NFL now. There's only 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 3. I think. Hold on. No, it might be 4. I might be wrong. We got D'Amico Ryans. We got shit. D'Amico shit.
Jody can't count him twice, dog.
Aaron Glenn,
Aaron Glenn, D'Amico Ryans, and snap.
Slim out here.
That's crazy
Robert
work. And we got
Sala,
to think about that.
Robert Sala,
Well, we can count him. So that's 3, but it's another one. It's one more. It's one more.
D'Amico Ryans is
That's
Houston, right?
Houston. So it's
Okay.
Houston, the Jets.
Who
I
we
mean,
forget?
Tennessee, Houston,
Who we forgetting?
And
and
Jets.
Jets. And the Jets. So it's
Is
it's
that
one more.
it?
No, it's somebody else. I can't think right now. It's
What's dude down in Tampa Bay? Tampa
yeah.
Bay's.
I mean, top O's.
Jody been trying to get this dude fired since he got there.
That's probably why Jody don't remember he's there.
I
'Cause
thought he was
want him
fired 2
gone.
years ago. But the crazy thing about it is everybody's pretty much on the hot seat except for Salah because he just got there, and D'Amico Ryans because he just keep winning. Aaron Glenn is on the hot seat. Let's keep it all the way real.
Well, anytime you get hired,
But why? Hold on. Why is Aaron Glenn on the hot seat?
He shouldn't be, but you out of all people better shut the hell up.
Listen, I know, but it's the Jets. It's the Jets.
But Todd Bowles won 11 games with the Jets.
they fired him too.
They fired him too. Donald said, "I think." He said, "I think they just think black guys flat out can't coach football like we do. We don't think that white coaches can play quarterback." But the funny thing is, you see a lot of white head coaches hire black assistants who most of the time do all the work in coaching and just get the final say for the head coach. That's very true. Donald said Aaron Glenn won't be there for long. He said Todd sorry ass Bowles. And he's a Tampa Bay head coach, man. But I just wanted to throw, we ain't gotta do this all the time, but I just want to throw, we got a platform now, man. And I think we gotta stick up for what's right. Because as we seeing other people won't stick up for what's right. We got other people, And I understand you got a boss and you got to appease to your crowd, and sometimes a lot of people don't want to hear this. Look, a lot of people don't hear it, and this is a prime example. So I put up a post on Against the Grain Sports about black representation as ownership. So I said that they're on 154, but actually they're about to be 153 because the young lady, Miss Jones, she's about to be a majority owner with the San Diego Padres, which I think today it became official. But the only problem is her counterpart, Jose, I can't pronounce his last name. He's the principal decision maker. But that doesn't, I'm not taking away from the young lady because she's groundbreaking. She's a philanthropist, a lot of money. She bought the San Diego Padres. Big shout out. So we finally have black representation as a majority owner. That's big time.
Good for her.
That's big time right there. But in the comments, somebody said, because I guess they didn't read the whole thing. Somebody said, "Well, ain't Magic Johnson part owner of the Dodgers?" I said he got 2.3%. 2.3%. He invested $50 million. He has 2.3%. He can't. You think that they can go to Magic and ask if the Dodgers want to be moved or they can make a new stadium? You think that You think they asked him? Stop, guys. And the thing that's crazy, somebody was like, "Well, if you change the scoreboard, there's 3 black NASCAR owners." Nigga, I got 3 cars outside myself. Nigga. What are we talking about, bro? Like,
and if you put it in perspective, NASCAR is being sued by these black owners because they're not getting the same opportunities as the other owners are. So stop it.
Case with them. I think Jordan won the case.
Jordan was, he was in. I don't know if he won it. I think he won his case, but the other black owners were suing him because they saying, "Hold on, y'all are trying to run a monopoly and it's illegal," and that's why he won his case.
But that's the crazy thing, Ray, because I'm looking at it like this is what bothered me more than anything. First of all, somebody tried to get on there and act like I didn't do my research and say, "Well, she's about." Right. I said, bro, like I said that if you read it, 3rd paragraph, I said that. I said it's a new development. I did my research. I'm not gonna put something up without doing my research. That's right. Irresponsible. But what I was saying, even with that being the case, we're arguing and we still only got 1 owner. And guess what? There's never been a black owner in football. Never.
Not yet.
Never been an owner in NHL. Never been black ownership. And my thing is, when you have people that are qualified to do it, that's what upset me because I went and did some more research. I did my independent research on the Byron Allen situation. They held up the sale to get a qualified buyer, and that's when the Walton family came in. Who's going to outbid the Walton family? There's only person that outbid him is what's my guy that owned Tesla.
Oh yeah,
Elon.
That's the only person that outbid the Walton family. That's the only person on the planet.
Him and Jeff Bezos.
I don't think Jeff Bezos can fuck with Walmart. Not as a whole. And the reason why I say that, Ray, is when they sold, when the daddy sold Walmart, it went to 2 daughters and 1 son. They all became 3 of the 7 richest people in the world. And they divided it by 3.
That's crazy work.
So I did some independent research on Brian Davis. He was going to buy the Washington Commanders. He was offering over $1 billion over the asking price, and they still went with somebody else.
Mm-hmm. They didn't want your money. It is what it is. I mean, the people that make those decisions, just because you have the money, your money's no good here.
Your money is no good there because they don't want you to have any voice, any power.
Because once they let you in that room, they know you have a say so, and they don't want that.
Exactly.
Because now you're gonna start seeing votes being 1 to 31. You can't do it without majority votes. And once again, when we talk about African American representation as head coaches, everybody say, guess what? If I own my team, I own the company, I can hire who I want and I can fire who I want. If you are African American, would you be? Let's say both of these teams, Denver and the Washington Commanders, was able to be sold, and they got all black coaches and staff and everything. Could you be mad?
No.
Now let's put some other independent research, and I know y'all know about this. I say this all the time. Oprah Winfrey back in the day tried to buy the LA Clippers, and who cares about the Clippers? And they still wouldn't sell them to her. Nobody cares about the Clippers. But guess what? So They'll sell the Sacramento Kings to a Russian millionaire. They'll sell the Brooklyn Nets to a Russian millionaire. They'll sell the Jacksonville Jaguars to an oil tycoon. None of them, as I check, are American, and you can sell it to who you want to.
But
That's not what I'm
they
saying.
can share that they have to share their money also when you become an owner. Not only you make it, you have money, you buy the team, but then they have revenue sharing. So yeah, so they decide. We don't want to give some of our money to that person. We decide who we give our money to also. What money we take out, what money we get back out. So yeah, they control all of that stuff.
Ray, give me a final thought on this, man. On this situation.
Because when it comes down to it, it's all about the lobbyists. I mean, it's the same thing with the elections. It's about who puts up the most money and who they want in position to take over to do whatever they want to do. And it's about do your ideas line up with the ideas of the greater good, which is whatever their greater good is, and that's really what it boils down to.
So, give me a final thought on it.
Final thought is, until we get some more people in these rooms to somehow make decisions on what's going on, this gonna continue to be a problem. I don't know how this is gonna happen, but until we somehow find a way to get into those rooms and make some decisions upstairs instead of just on the football field, they just want to make us brothers defensive coordinators. That's what they love doing. But not saying we're very good at that, but for some reason they don't want to make us head coach and ownership. So we got to find a way to make these things happen.
It's crazy because I didn't just give a problem, I also gave a solution on how we can do it. Like, I mean, I guess you got to do it small. You gotta buy minor league organizations, and like, remember I said a couple years ago, I said if black ownership should just go buy all the WNBA, go buy every team. If you can afford them, go buy them. And now they're making so much money, and I think that would be the wise investment. Now you're not going to be able to do it because now the price went up. The price today ain't the price it was yesterday. Yeah. So y'all, it's like and that's my only problem with African American ownership is they want to buy the Lakers and shit. Like, I want to buy the Cowboys. No, let's start out small. They don't want to let us in the door, so let's go get what we can get. So we'll see how they go.
So you're saying buy a big 3 team first, then go from there?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, go put all your money behind Ice Cube. He got do something to that. Like, help Ice Cube. It seems like everybody's turning their back on Ice Cube. Like, go help him. Go help him, man.
I can find Big 3 games easier than I can the WNBA games. I think the Big 3 games come on CBS. And sometimes I don't know what channel WNBA games come on.
They on so many different streaming apps.
It's on Ion or Ion.
What does Ion stand for?
I don't know.
I don't know what channel.
I think you gotta have like particular kind of streaming apps, and I can't keep up, man.
I don't know, nigga. That's what Ion stands. I don't know what that is.
Hey, but guys, great show, man. I took it a little bit. We really talked about some real live stuff because I just think that we have a platform now, and we can't just abuse this platform. And I know we like to have fun. I know the guests and watchers, but sometimes we got to talk about real live stuff, man. I can't say Stephen A. Smith and them ain't doing it or Shannon Sharp and them ain't doing it if we're not doing it first. Like, we got to set the example. And I think that if they hear this show and I know because Shannon Sharp is an HBCU grad, Stephen A. Smith is an HBCU grad, even the likes of Jason Whitlock, just put some light on not having African-American coaches. And it's not anti-white. It's not pro-black. It's what's right. That's all. It's what's right?
But why can't we be pro-black and still love on everybody else? Because think about it, the representation for us is silent. Even the ones with the millionaires, they got all the money. They get the money and then they're paid to be silent.
So, I mean, King Ming said all 4 could have $1 trillion apiece. They still wouldn't sell us a team, even we all put it together.
Yeah.
That's crazy work. That we even believe that in 2026, and it might be true. But so, man, as we get out of here, man, give me your final thought.
Final thought is the Cleveland Cavaliers missed out on LeBron James. They thought they were going to have another reunion. But no, they didn't. So what did they decide to do? They decided to bring back James losing Harden. They're going to bring this brother back. They gave him a 3-year deal, guys, for $90-something million guaranteed. Why are you bringing James Harden back on this roster so you can choke in the playoffs? If you're going to lose, but they're going to lose anyway, Why not save some money in the long term? If I was them, I would not have re-signed this guy to change my number. Once you opted out of your contract, stay opted out, nigga. Find you a team. Go fuck with someone else's franchise. I don't want you here with the Cavaliers. We already got Donovan Mitchell with this role with him, so the young guys, and maybe build off of that. Because bringing James Harden back, he does not want to win a championship. All he wants to do is go to strip clubs and hang out and party. Championship is the last thing on his radar.
That means more work.
Yep.
And he got 3 years, 93 million. Ain't that a bitch?
Ain't that some shit?
Crazy. Get that to me.
More than just a Barber. Give me your final thoughts. We get out here.
My final thought, man. Enes Kanter went to the WNBA game and he wore a shirt that described what a woman was, and some women took exception to it. I don't quite understand why you would take exception to him standing up really for your rights, but it happens. And then he got into a altercation, I guess, on the way coming into the game. Guy was yelling at him, you a B, you blink, and all this stuff. You had to bring security. No, security walked him in because he is an ex-NBA player, and they gave him a whole bunch of crap for that. I'm having a hard time with this reality that we're living in, where someone who is actually standing up for your rights will get heckled or get assaulted or get verbally assaulted because he's actually standing up for all of us who have mothers, wives, daughters, sisters, nieces, all these things. But a guy like that who's actually, and I know he was trolling a little bit, with wearing that shirt to a WNBA thing, but he was actually there supporting women. Now y'all say the guys don't show up and the NBA players don't show up to y'all games. Well, he's a former NBA player showing up to y'all games, and y'all took exception to it. So it's trash. I can't believe we living in this twilight zone.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Hey, Kathy said, great show, y'all. Oh, hell, F the Bengals, Ray. I don't know. She said she still love you, but. And then King Meng said, final thought, can Memphis at least be New Edition, hell, Boys to Men instead of SWV? No. No. Absolutely not. Man, my final thought, man, is I'm a type of individual that if I gave bad commentary or if I said that you were bad, and I probably was right, but when you do well, I am all man enough to come back and give props when props is due. And I'm gonna go to my man Bo Nix. I remember I thought Bo Nix was the worst quarterback in America when he played for Auburn. When he played for Auburn, I thought he could not play football. I really did. I'm like, this dude, how the fuck you can't play football at Auburn? He goes to Oregon. I'm like, okay, he can play a little bit. But what he's doing in Denver, he's climbing into that top 5 quarterback realm. And I know people don't like that, but if he don't get hurt, he's representing the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl in the AFC, perhaps, if he's
and mess around and win it.
My thing is, I got to give props because out of that draft class that had Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, and I think it was another guy that got drafted. He has Drake May. He has the best numbers out of all those quarterbacks. He has the best numbers. Now Drake May made it to Super Bowl before all of them, but the best numbers go to Bo Nix, and Bo Nix looked like he's the young reincarnation of Drew Brees. Yeah, I said it. He looks like and Drew Brees wasn't even this far along in his career. Y'all got to think about it. Drew Brees was okay with the Chargers, but he became who we know as a Hall of Famer with the New Orleans Saints. And guess who his head coach was? Jason and Solo Sports' favorite coach, Sean Payton. So, hey, there it is. Bo Nix, you got props from me because I thought you couldn't play quarterback when you played at Auburn.
Hey, Jody, that's so funny. I was gonna say that about Soul. Like, hey, Soul got to go on here and give his apologies to Sean Payton because he been
fuck Sean Payton.
Hey, he doing better than y'all coach.
It's crazy word.
No comment.
He said, I'm trying to see. I can't get this thing. See that last comment.
Fuck Sean Payton.
Oh, so he said that he said, I promise I'm getting Pablo Torres to look into the show, except he said except for Ray, he cool. But he want Pablo to come do some research on me and Soul.
Wow, that's why I would never run for public office, because I got some dirt in my that stuff can't come out. That's why
So you got,
I never run for public.
oh, you said you got dirty.
some,
You said you got dirty draws. Is that what you said?
No,
he got some red in his ledger.
Yeah.
You got Snickers in your drawers? Okay. All right.
Snickers.
Yo.
Butterscotch.
That's disgusting. Hey, but great show. Guess what, guys? We about to start revving up. Our new season is coming very soon. So we will be back on Thursday, guys. We will be back Thursday, not Saturday. So we'll be back on Thursday, Saturday. And then once we get to the new season, we'll get back to full swing on our schedule. But I just want to thank everybody out there. Before I get out here, I will be dismissive if I didn't say shout out to our sponsor, Michael Wright, attorney at law. If you have any wrongful deaths, any legalities, any personal legal questions, call Mike at 937-222-7477. Big shout out to my man Ray, more than just a Barbara Lindsay in the building, man. Jarrell, Solo Sports, Glenn, all the way from San Antonio, Texas. Andrew, mic'd up. Jason, the hefty lefty. Donald, the voice of the youth, and also Jay Kane and Chef cooking it up in the kitchen. So, Ray, what we doing till Thursday, man?
Hey, yo, we working.
See y'all later. Thank y'all. Peace.